In this video, we are going to create this simple infographics animation in DaVinci Resolve. So let's get started. Open DaVinci Resolve 17 and let's start by doing basic settings first. So click on this gear icon and let's make the project size by 1920 by 1080 and let's select a frame rate. In this case, I am selecting 60 frames per second and playback frame rate also 60 and click on save. Now we are going to create this motion graphics in this Fusion page. For that we need to take a new Fusion composition. For that go to media pool, right click on it and select new Fusion composition. Let's call it Fusion Com. Make the duration 5 seconds, frame rate 60 and click on create. Now drag and drop the Fusion composition to the timeline and go to your Fusion page. Here we have the media out node, let's drag it over here. Now we need to take a text node. For that click on this T icon to add a text node. Now we need to take a rectangle mask. For that click on this icon to add a rectangle mask and drag rectangle 1 to the viewer. Let's make it single view. Right click on rectangle 1 and select rename. Let's call it as controller and click on OK. Right click on the controller and select edit controls. In the name section I am typing as time slider. I am keeping the ID as it is, type number, page, user and check on this animatable option. I am making the default value 0 and check on this integer option. I am keeping the range value from 0 to 100 and keep the input control as slider control and view control as angle control and make the center value as 50 and click on OK. Select the controller node and go to the inspector window, go to the user base and here we have the time slide effect. This is going to help us to add animatable numbers. So click on this text node and go to the inspector window and check on this pin button to pin this property on this inspector window and select the controller node. Now we have to connect this text one with this time slider. For that right click over here, select expression and connect this with time slider and unpin the text one from the inspector window and drag the text one to the viewer and select again the controller, and when we drag the handle like this the animatable numbers are appearing. So let's animate it. Go to the beginning of this animation, right click on time slider, click on animate, go to the end of this animation and make the value as 100 and we will have an effect which is looking like this. Select the text one node and let's select a font. I'm increasing the size of the text around 0.2. Now we have to type the percentage symbol. For that we need to take another text node. So click on this T icon to add a text node. Drag text 2 to the viewer. Go to the inspector window and type the percentage symbol. Select the same font. I am increasing the size of the text around 0.2 and hit enter. Now we need to merge these two text layers. For that connect the output of text 2 with this text 1 and we will get this merge 1 and drag the merge 1 to the viewer and bring the percentage symbol over here. Go to the beginning of this animation and bring the percentage symbol over here. Now you will see an error which is looking like this. So let's fix this. Select the text one node, go to the inspector window and you will see an option called edge anchor and select this right align. Select the text 2, go to the inspector window, edge anchor, select left align and bring the percentage symbol over here. Now it is looking perfect. Now we have to add a background for this animation. So we need to take a background node. For that, click on this icon to add a background node. Right click on it and select rename. Let's call it as alpha and click on OK. Drag the alpha to the viewer. Go to the inspector window and make the alpha value to 0. Select the alpha node and press shift plus spacebar, and here search for the effect called paint and click on add button and drag the paint to the viewer, and right click over here and select guides, show guides, and check on this polyline stroke button and go to center. Right click on it and select polyline stroke 1 polyline, create ellipse and click on OK. Go to the modifier, brush control and select this brush. Let's minimize this. Go to the stroke control. Now we are going to animate this stroke. When we drag the handle of right on like this, the stroke will be animating like this. So let's animate this. Go to the end of this animation and click on this diamond button. Go to the beginning of this animation, bring the handle to this side like this, and you will see an effect which is looking like this. Now I want to start the animation from here, so let's turn the angle of the animation. So go to the inspector window, angle. I am keeping the angle value around -90 and hit enter. Now it is animating from the place where I want. Now let's colorize this stroke. For that we need to take a background node and right click on it, click on rename and let's call it as gradient and click on OK. Drag the gradient to the viewer, go to the inspector window and keep the type to gradient, and let's select a nice gradient color. Now we need to merge this gradient with this stroke. For that we need to take a merge node, so click on this icon to add a merge node and connect this yellow point with this paint and this green point with this gradient and drag the merge tool to the viewer. Select the merge node and go to the inspector window and make the operator mode to in, and you will see an effect which is looking like this. Now we have to add colors when the stroke is animating. For that select the merge node and click on this icon to add a color corrector node and drag the color corrector to the viewer. Go to the end of this animation and make the hue value to 1. Right click on the hue value, click on animate, go to the beginning of this animation and bring the hue value like this, and we will get an effect which is looking like this. Now let's bring the gradient closer. For that select the gradient node and bring this line closer. Adjust the color for your need. Now it is looking perfect. Now we have to merge these nodes with these nodes. For that we need to take another merge node. So click on this icon to add a merge node and connect the yellow point with this merge 1 and the green point with this color corrector and drag the merge tree to the viewer. Now we need to down the size of the animating numbers. So we need to add the transform node. For that select the merge 1 node and click on this icon to add a transform node and let's down the size of the animating numbers. Let's bring the value to the center and again let's down the size. Let's fit 100%. Again, drop the size like this. Now it is looking perfect. Let's again fit. Now we have to add a background for this animation. For that, take another background node. Now we need to take a ellipse mask. For that, click on this icon to add the ellipse mask. Now we need to merge this with this merge 3. For that, take a merge node and connect the yellow point with this background and this green point with merge 3 and drag the merge 4 to the viewer. Select the ellipse 4 and down the size of the ellipse like this. Fit 100%. It is looking perfect. Select the ellipse 1, go to the inspector window and uncheck on this solid and increase the border width like this, and again rescale for your need. Now it is looking perfect. Let's again fit. Now we have an animation which is looking like this. Now you will see an error which is looking like this, where the animatable numbers are not animating in the center. So let's fix this. Let's fit 100% again and select the transform node. Go to the inspector window and right click on the center and select animate and bring the 0% to the center and go to the 9% and click on this diamond button to add a keyframe. Go to the 10% and again bring the value to the center. Go to the 19% and click on this diamond button to add a keyframe. Go to the 20% and bring the value to the center again and go to the 39%. Click on this diamond button to add a keyframe. Go to the 40% and bring the value again to the center. Go to the 99%. Click on this diamond button to add a keyframe. Go to the 100% and bring the value again to the center. Now it is looking perfect. Let's click on fit. Now we need to add a background again. For that, take another background node and we need to take another merge node and connect the yellow point of merge 5 with this background and the green point of this with the merge 4 and drag the merge 5 to the viewer. And let's select a dark gray color for the background. Finally, connect the media out yellow point with this merge 5. Go to your edit base. Now let's have a preview of an animation. Click on this loop button and let's have a preview of an animation. So we have made an infographics animation. So see you in the next video.